Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
So with this we come to the third topic, and in this topic we'll look at the classification of economy on the basis of employment conditions. So this classification can be classified or divided into organized and unorganized sectors. Okay, so economic activities classified on the basis of employment conditions are further classified into organized and unorganized sectors. So before this we learned about three sectors of economy which has been classified on the basis of economic activities. Now when we look at a classification of economy on the basis of employment conditions, then we have to understand organized and unorganized sectors. So first let's look at organized sectors. Now organized sectors are those places of work where terms of employment are regular. Okay, there are proper rules and regulations, and people here have assured work. Their job is secure. Okay, they'll not be put or given employment and then taken out of it the next day. Okay, now the organized sector is governed by certain rules and regulations. Both the workers, employers, the institutions follow rules and regulations. They're called organized because it has formal processes and procedures in which their activities, economic activities, take place. Okay. Now the self-employed people in this organized sector also have to register themselves with the government. Okay, so there's rules and regulations always which governs the people working, the people producing, the institutions making the people work or making them engage themselves in productive activities. Okay, so that was organized sector. Now what is unorganized sectors? Here the activities of the people have no rules and regulations. They do not follow any rules and regulations. It's not as regulated or as organized as in the organized sector. Okay, so the unorganized activities of the people are the people who are involved in unorganized sectors are landless agricultural laborers, small and marginal farmers, artisans in the rural areas, workers in small industries, casual or irregular workers in construction sites, trade and transport, street vendors, garment makers, rag pickers, etc. So these are all people who work in the unorganized sectors. There they have no rules or regulations to follow. Alright. So let's look at the employment conditions of people who work in organized as well as unorganized sectors. Okay. Now workers in the organized sector enjoy security of employment. So the employment or the job of the people who work in the organized sectors, their job is secure. Okay. They are expected to work only for a fixed number of hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 6 hours. And if they work over that fixed hour, then they are paid for that overtime. Okay. And the workers also enjoy benefits like provident fund, gratuity, paid leave, they get leaves, medical benefits, pension after they retire, etc. Okay. So, and they also have certain laws to follow. Okay, these are Factories Law, Minimum Wage Act, Payments of Gratuity Act, Shops and Establishment Act, etc. These are strictly followed so that the workers who work there are not exploited. Okay. But workers in unorganized sector, they do not have all these facilities. They do not have same kind of enjoyment. Okay, so they do not have job security. Alright, they are not paid fair wages and they are often exploited by their employers, their bosses, their heads. Okay, and the earnings that they make are not regular. It comes for some months and other months they do not have any money, and they don't have benefits. They don't enjoy any benefits which the organized workers enjoy. Okay, and if they fail to go to work, no wage is paid to them for that particular day. Okay, the majority of workers in our country, in India, fall in this category of unorganized sector. Okay, in 2011-12, there were about 47.41 crore workers in the country, out of which about 39.14 crore workers, which is about 82.7% of the total. See, almost 100, right? They were working in the unorganized sector. So you can imagine the amount of people, the massive number of people who are engaged in the unorganized sector. Okay. So in the unorganized sectors, workers are exploited by the money lenders. The workers who are poor cannot afford. They have no means but to borrow money from money lenders. When they borrow and they cannot repay, they are exploited, okay, a lot by the money lenders. And those people who belong to minority communities, backward communities like scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, they are also they are mostly exploited. They are the ones who are exploited in the unorganized sector. Okay, and their exploitation is not only economic exploitation. They are not only made or forced to pay back the amount, or their land is taken over forcibly, their houses are taken over forcibly by the money lenders because they failed to pay the debt, but they are also exploited socially, in the sense that these backward and minority communities, they face social discrimination. They are not treated equally amongst their fellow community members. They are treated, they are discriminated. They are made to sit separately. They are made to do things in a different ways than the rest of the people. Okay, so the exploitation comes in two forms. One is economic and one is social, for the people mostly who belong to minority and backward communities that fall under the unorganized sector. Okay, so we said that the workers face problems in the unorganized sectors. They are exploited, right? So how do we protect the workers in the unorganized sectors? There has to be ways to make sure that the workers are protected in the unorganized sector. So workers in unorganized sector, they are vulnerable, they are exploited, they are weak, they are poor, right? So they need protection. So here are some measures which need to be taken to improve their condition, the conditions of the workers in unorganized sectors. Okay. So the first one, nearly 80% of rural households in India are small and marginal farmers. So you see, the number of poor in our country are large, and they need to be given facilities like timely delivery of seeds. They need to be given loans, agricultural credit loans, and also marketing outlets, storage for their crops. If they are farmers, most of the poor people are farmers, right? Landless farmers, small farmers. So they need to be provided proper loans, proper access to the market, some storage and marketing facilities, etc. Okay. The second one is workers in urban areas should be provided government help for procuring raw materials and marketing their outputs. So the workers in the urban areas should also be provided some help by the government so that they get raw materials that they require for the manufacture or production, and the outlets, proper outlets or help in the marketing of those finished products. So by providing these helps, we can help, or we can protect the workers who are vulnerable in the unorganized sector. Okay.